Hello, children. The poem which we are going to discuss today from your English textbook is Wind. This poem is written by Subramania Bharati, who is a Tamil poet. You can just see, I will just show you here. You see Subramania Bharati, you can see here on the screen. Uh, Subramania Bharati wrote this poem originally in the Tamil language, and it has been translated from the Tamil language by A.K. Ramanujan. Some information is given about the poet and the translator over here, you see. Subramania Bharati, 1882 to 1921, is a great Tamil poet famous for his patriotism in the pre-independence era. And A.K. Ramanujan, who is the translator of this poem, is a Kannada and English poet well known for his translation of classical and modern poetry. Okay, let us begin the poem. As you can see here, the title Wind in this poem is symbolic. It stands for power and strength. It stands for power and strength. And wind has been personified. Personified means it has been given the form of a human. It has been treated by the poet as a human. That is called personification in the poetry. It is a poetic device. So wind has been personified in this poem. And the theme of this poem is survival of the fittest, strongest and fittest. Those who are strong and fit, they only can survive. About the theme, I'll just show you one slide and you'll understand it better. You can just see it here. I'm just reading theme of the poem. Theme is survival of the strongest and the fittest. The theme elucidates that the strong and fit only can survive difficulties and adversities of life. Weaklings means those who are frail and weak people. They are called weaklings. Weaklings can't resist or withstand problems of life. When the problems of life crop up before them, they give up. They surrender before the problems. They do not resist. They don't fight with the difficulties, isn't it? And you see, wind in the poem is symbolic of power or strength, and it is personified as a human being who is strong and powerful. Thus, in other words, the strong and powerful people only can resist the atrocities and blows of those others who are also equally or even more strong and powerful, and are bent on harming anybody who they find weak or frail. It is the very this it is true, and it is the harsh reality of life. Strong people try to subdue the weak ones. They try to, I mean, harm those who are weak. It is nature. So it is nature. You can't, I mean, stop. This thing has been happening right from the beginning. Even now it is happening, and it will happen in time to come. So the poet has taken a very beautiful and a very strong theme about which I have just told you. Now let us resume the discussion. As you can see here, the introduction is given in the beginning in just one or two sentences. The wind blows strongly and causes a lot of destruction. How can we make friends with it? That the poet has discussed in this poem. How can we make friends with the wind? And now, as I will just start and explain it stanza wise, and you will understand it. Try to understand it. Just I am reading first stanza. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. See, here the poet is making an appeal to the wind. These four lines, I'm marking you can just see here. These four lines. Here, the poet is making an appeal to the wind. He is asking the wind to come softly, gently, okay? And he asks him, him means here wind is personified, as I have told you. He asks him not to break the shutters of the windows. If the wind takes the form of a storm or the tempest, it's very strong and it can cause very large scale damage. Hmm? As you have, as you know it. Hmm? So the poet is making an appeal: don't break the shutters of the windows, don't scatter the papers. When the wind blows, the papers on the table can be blown off, they fall onto the floor and they are scattered here and there. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. The books are like lying on the shelf. The wind, strong wind, can blow them off and just I mean drop them onto the floor. This is what happens when the wind is very strong. So poet is making appeal: don't do all these things. Okay. Then the wind has turned down the appeal of the poet. That is very clear in the following lines. So the mood in the first four lines is different. Mood of the poem. Okay. And the mood of the poem changes from the fifth line onwards. You see, the poet says, there, look what you did. You threw them all down. Them. Here you see. Them means what? These things, the papers and the books. Okay. The poet had asked the wind not to throw them down, but the wind blew and it threw them all down onto the floor. You tore the pages of the books. The books are also not safe. Their pages are torn by the strong wind. Okay, the blow is so strong that the pages are torn. You brought rain again. Wind, wind. When the wind blows, there are the clouds in the sky, and the process of condensation is there, and the precipitation is there, about which you have learned in geography. It is the geographical phenomenon. So wind brings rains. So that's why the poet says, you brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Weaklings, you can see here, weaklings. Weaklings means those who are frail and weak people. Weak people, okay? And poke fun at. Here you see, poke fun at means make fun of. So the poet says, wind, he is just saying that he's complaining, rather, you can say, that the wind, you are very strong, and if you find anybody weak, okay, you poke fun at him. You poke fun at him. You can't harm the strong ones. Only the weak ones are the your targets. Okay. And how the weak ones are the targets, that the poet makes very clear in the following lines. You see here in these lines. I'm marking it. You see these lines. Okay, from here: frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. The poet says, the houses which are not very strongly built, they are frail. Frail means they are weakly built houses, isn't it? They crumble down when the wind blows. They crumble down when the wind blows. Okay. And the other things about this, just you can just remember the cyclone of Odisha, how it caused damage. You might have read in the newspapers, and you might have seen the visuals on the television. I will just show you and you can understand it. Just I will show you the cyclone, how it causes. You see here. You can see the titles over there on the screen, and you can understand how the strong wind or the storm causes damage, uprooting of the trees. You can see there. Okay. And uprooting of the communication and power links. You can see all these things on the screen just now. See, and the people were evacuated by the government as a precautionary measure. So these things happen. These are the things which happen when the wind is very strong, and I have just shown you uh, that. Now let us resume the discussion. Uh, I showed you the clip because that is related to these lines. You see, frail, crumbling houses. That means weakly built houses are crumbled. They are pulled down by the wind. Crumbling doors of the houses, of the old houses, they also crumble down. They are pulled down. They break. Okay, and crumbling rafters. Rafters means the beams. You might have seen the cottage type houses in the villages. Okay, they on the this roof there are rafters, sloping rafters are there, and they are made of wooden rafters, so they also crumble down, they also fall down. Okay, are damaged by the wind. Then crumbling wood. See, wood, these trees in the forest, okay, they are uprooted when the strong wind blows. The strong wind uproots the trees in the forest, and crumbling bodies. A large number of people sometimes are killed. These are the bodies of the humans and the bodies of the cattle, the animals which perish, which die during the thunderstorm or cyclone. Okay, crumbling lives. That means lives. There is a loss of life. Not only there is loss of property, but there is loss of life during the storm when the wind is very strong. This is how the wind causes damage. Okay, crumbling hearts. There are so many heartbroken people. Suppose their near and dear is dead. Okay, so they can't resist the blow of losing their near and dear one. Okay, and they break. They break and they are terribly agonized. Okay, so the hearts are crumbling. Okay, the poet says. So all these things happen because of the atrocities of the wind, which is very strong. Okay, that is what the poet has narrated very clearly, and this he has spoken about all those things, those atrocities of the wind in these lines very clearly. Then let us go to the this following lines. You see here that the wind god winnows and crushes them all. Them. Them means what? See, the things which the poet has talked about in the in the above lines. You see, uh, frail, there is weak, crumbling houses, and the doors, and the rafters, and the people. Okay, all these things. Okay, so wind god winnows and crushes them all. Winnows means separates. Winnowing, winnowing is separating. You have seen in the farms, the farmers, they winnow or separate the grain from the husk. The chef is separated from the grain. They, when the wind blows, they take the advantage of it and they blow off the husk, and the fine grains are separated. That is called winnowing. The wind god winnows means separates, selects the weak ones, separates the weak ones, and crushes them all. The weak ones are crushed. They are damaged. They are killed. They are finished by the wind god. Wind god. You see, as I have said, the wind is personified. The poet has even given the wind the form of God. Okay, so wind god crushes and damages them all. You see, he winnows, separates them from the winnowing is winnowing the weaker ones from the strong ones. The weaker ones are separated. The strong ones are spared. The strong ones can't be damaged by the wind. That is the power of strength, which the poet is talking about in these lines. You see, and he says he won't do what you tell him. That means you can't command. Here this line, he won't do what you tell him. He means the wind. Wind is not going to obey your orders. He is not going to obey your command, because it is the force of nature, and the force of nature is independent. It can act independently. You have no control over it. So the wind is not going to listen to your command. He won't do what you tell him. It will act wishfully whatever it likes. Okay, that is what the poet means. So come, let us build strong homes. So come, let us build strong homes. Now here in the beginning, how we can save ourselves from the atrocities of the wind, powerful wind. The poet has talked about in that is given in the introduction, isn't it? And that's what we are discussing here, you see. So come, let us build strong homes. Let us joint the doors firmly, practice to form the body, make the heart steadfast. The poet suggests that come, let us build strong homes. Homes are different from the houses. Houses are made of this, they are the physical structures. Homes are different. They are related to your feelings. There are the your family members are there, your relatives are there, your friends are there. They have their homes. In the home, there is a strong bond between you and your other family members, isn't it? So there is a strong bond among all family members. They are the homes. So we should live together, and there lies the strength. Union is strength. Okay. So come, let's build strong homes. Okay. Let us joint the doors firmly. The doors, the houses must be strong. Their doors also must be strong. We should make them firm and strong. Practice to form the body. Here you can see, practice to form the body means by doing regular physical exercises. Regular physical exercises will make your body strong. You will become mentally and physically weak. Mentally and physically strong. You will become weak if you don't practice uh, physical exercises. If you don't do physical exercises, you will become weak. And if you do regular physical exercises, then you will be physically sound, healthy, and mentally also sound you will be. So the poet says, practice to form the body, make the heart steadfast. Your heart should not be weak. It shouldn't be weak. Okay. You shouldn't be very much sentimental and emotional. You shouldn't be very much sentimental and emotional. Your heart should be steadfast. Steadfast means firm. Steadfast means firm. Your heart should be firm. It should not be wavering. Steadfast means unwavering. You shouldn't be moved by some small things in your life, isn't it? You shouldn't be sulky about the small things. You should not be complaining. You should be very strong at heart, and you should, resist small things which happen around you, the in your day-to-day life. Okay, so make the heart steadfast. The poet says, if we do all things, do this, and the wind will be friends with us. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. Now, here, the hidden meaning is that if you are weak in this world, people are going to harm you. And if you are strong, people won't dare to harm you. There is the implied meaning here. The wind is strong, which stands for strength, and it symbolizes the strong people. Strong people who are always there to harm you or cause any kind of damage to you. Okay. And if you are equally strong or even stronger than them, then they won't be able to cause any kind of damage to you. They won't even dare of harming you because they will be scared of you, because they know that you are equally strong. And that's what the poet wants to emphasize here in these lines. Okay, do this, that means do all these things, build strong homes and join the doors firmly and practice regular exercises and make your body strong and powerful, okay, and your heart also make firm and strong. Then if you do all these things, then the wind will be friends with you. If you are strong, the other strong people will become your friends. They will think that you are a very useful person for them, and they will stretch their hand of friendship towards you. But if you are weak, then for a weak person, there are no friends. Nobody wants to make friends with the weak. So you should make yourself strong. That is the very strong message of this poem. And it is it is real. It is the truth, hard reality of life. Okay. Now you see, the wind blows out weak fires. See these four lines, very beautiful lines in this poem. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. When the wind blows, the weak fires are put off. They are blown out. Okay, suppose there is a very little lamp, it is burning, and the wind blows strongly. The little lamp can be blown off. Okay, in the same way, the weak fires also are blown out. The poet says that is very clear. That means the weak people can be easily damaged. If you are weak and brittle, easily damageable. Brittle means easily damageable. The wind can easily damage you. The strong people can easily harm you. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. Roaring like tiger. Tiger roars, you know it. And flourish. Flourish means grow. There is a phrase in English, flower and flourish. Okay, so the strong fire, you try to extinguish it, you try to blow it off. No, if you try to blow off the strong fire, it will become stronger and stronger. It will take the form of conflagration, a very strong fire. It will take the form of inferno. Very strong, uncontrollable fire. Even the fire brigade finds it difficult to control such fire. Okay, so if the wind is blowing, it is again difficult to control such fire. So he makes a strong fire roar and flourish. It grows. It can't perish. It can't be finished. It will just grow. Okay, his friendship is good. We praise him every day. Wind's friendship is good. Okay, and we praise him every day. We praise the wind every day. There are reasons why we praise wind every day. Wind is necessary. Without wind, there won't be rainfall. Okay, in geography you have learned that the winds in the summer season, they blow what moisture bearing winds. They blow landwards. They enter the peninsular India, and there the cloud formation is there, the process is there, cloud formation, and the condensation and the rainfall is there. So we praise wind every day because rains are caused by the wind. Okay, and the water is necessary for your life. You can't survive without water. Water is necessary, and it has relation with wind. Wind brought rainfall, and because of that you have drinking water and the water for other purposes, and the plants and the trees around you, the greenery, all greenery in nature, that is because of wind, because of rains are caused by wind. It is all interlinked, interconnected. The whole cycle is interconnected. So wind is bringing rains. Rain clouds are carried from one place to another. Okay, and they cause rain, and there is greenery and prosperity on this planet earth. So wind is very important. That's why we praise him every day. And there the poet has ended this poem. It's a beautiful poem with a very beautiful message. The poem is very short, but it is meaningful, and I have tried to explain the meaning to you. I hope you have understood. And still, if you have any problem, you can ask me anytime. I will be always available. I will be always at your disposal. The exercises are given here. You do these exercises, and the additional exercises which I give you, those also you complete. Okay, and that's all for today. Thank you very much.